There are stories that feel like whispers passed down from family to family, generation to generation. Warnings we never take seriously until it's too late. Some people call them legends, others call them curses. Tonight's story comes from a woman who says she's been running her entire life. She claims a creature without a face, something ancient and hungry, has followed her bloodline for more than a century. If what she says is true, then some deaths never die. They just wait. This is the Faceless Man. I was 11 when I first saw him. The man without a face. My family had just moved back into the old estate my great-grandfather built a mansion that always felt too large for the few of us who lived there. The locals called it the house that never sleeps. I didn't understand what they meant until that summer. My mother used to lock the doors before dusk, whispering prayers I didn't recognize. My father would double-check the windows, his hands shaking slightly, though he pretended he was fine. Once I asked why he was afraid of the dark. He said, "It's not the dark, sweetheart. It's what walks in it." There was a portrait in the hallway, a man in an old suit with no features, just a smudge where a face should have been. My mother told me never to look at it after midnight. I thought she was joking. I wish she had been. It was a hot July evening. The sky outside glowed orange, the air heavy and slow. Cartoons still played in the background when the knock came 3 soft taps, too polite to be dangerous. My father froze. My mother went pale. And then he opened the door. The man standing there looked ancient, a frail old figure leaning on a silver-tipped cane. His skin-sagged eyes, dark and glossy, like melted wax. He smiled at my parents, but somehow his eyes looked past them, right at me. "Another lamb," he murmured. "So young, so perfect. God takes children every day, does he not? I only take a few. Surely he'll forgive me my appetite." My father's voice shook. "Get out of here," he hissed, clenching his fists. The old man tilted his head, smile widening. "Do you know who I am?" Then he laughed, a choking wet sound, as if someone were trying to laugh through a slit throat. My father slammed the door, locked it, and stood there shaking. We heard it then, the soft tapping again, then scratching, then silence. When I looked through the peephole, there was no one there. But the smell of sulfur lingered in the air, thick and heavy. I remember thinking the sunlight still looked beautiful that day, golden and warm, but it didn't make me feel safe. Something moved outside the living room window. A shadow passed. When I turned, he was there, the same man, but his face began to melt. It started slow skin, sagging like candle wax, then sliding off in streams of pale flesh. Beneath, there was something raw and wrong. I saw muscles twitching on the outside of his body veins, pulsing like black worms. His eyes glowed red like burning cigarette tips. And when he smiled, his lips were gone, eaten away, leaving a gaping wound of needle-like teeth. I couldn't breathe. It wasn't just his face. It was what I saw behind it. For a moment, I saw everything the universe rotting from the inside out. Mountains of corpses, black suns collapsing, mothers drowning their children. The Faceless Man was all of it, a doorway to every nightmare that ever was. I screamed. My father came running with his shotgun, but when he looked, the window was empty. Only my reflection stared back, wide-eyed and trembling. That night, my parents told me the truth. The Faceless Man had been visiting our family for generations. My great-grandfather had made a deal, a contract sealed in blood. In exchange for fortune and success, he would offer one child every 50 years, a sacrifice. That's why we live like this, my father said, tears streaming down his face. Why our name is known. Why our doors never stay locked long enough. I asked him why we couldn't just say no. He screamed not at me, but at the world itself. You think I haven't tried? You think I wouldn't burn everything to make him leave? He doesn't take no. He doesn't forget. My mother whispered. It starts again, and the fear in her voice was worse than the knocking. We left before dawn. My father drove like a madman, his eyes red and glassy. My mother prayed silently beside him. I remember the trees flashing by, endless black bending, as if whispering secrets to each other. Once every 50 years, my father said, he picks one. The pig of the litter, he calls it. Your great-grandfather gave one to save the others. I won't do the same. He was shaken so hard, I thought he'd crash the car. Then we saw him. A man on the roadside in a bright tie-dye shirt, thumb raised for a ride. My father slowed down instinctively until the man's face began to drip. Wax and blood. It was him. My father grabbed the shotgun from beneath his seat and fired. The tie-dye shirt exploded into shreds. The body fell empty clothes, nothing else. He lowered the gun, breathing hard. Then from the woods, a blur of red and black. Before he could turn, a blade flashed across his throat. My father made a sound I'll never forget, a wet gasp, half prayer, half scream. He fell before he hit the ground. My mother ran to him, sobbing, trying to pull him up. But the faceless man was already there, standing over them, grinning eyes, burning holes through the air. He moved faster than I thought possible, a blur of muscle and gore. He bit into her face and tore it away like paper. I remember her scream short, sharp, then nothing. Something inside me snapped. I ran to the driver's seat, slammed my foot on the gas. The car lurched forward, tires screaming. I don't know if I hit them, my parents, but I felt the bump. And I kept driving. I looked in the rearview mirror. He was standing in the middle of the road, covered in blood, watching me and smiling. Years passed. I lived under fake names, changed cities every few months. I told myself I'd escaped, but I never slept well. Every mirror felt like a doorway, every reflection a warning. One night, I went to a traveling carnival. There was a fortune teller's tent, the kind with flickering candles and old velvet drapes. I don't know why I went in. Maybe I just wanted to know when I'd stop running. The woman inside was ancient, her eyes milky white. She began turning tarot cards over one by one. She muttered, "Here is the man with 3 staves. Here is the one-eyed merchant. And this card, which is blank." Her voice changed deeper, familiar. The skin on her face began to slide off like wet paint. I backed away. No, not again. She grinned, revealing that mouth, those teeth. "Your mother and father are waiting," she hissed. "But there's still room for one more. The card is blank, Susan. Come and see what it holds." I drew my pistol and fired until the gun clicked empty. When the smoke cleared, there was no one there. Just the cards on the table, all blank. I ran out of the tent, through the crowd, people screaming around me. I don't remember dropping the gun. I just kept running. Now I'm here in a diner somewhere in Oregon, writing this on a napkin. It's raining outside. There's a man sitting across the street watching me. His skin glistens in the light, wet, pale wrong. He's smiling. And I swear to God, that smile is melting. If you're still listening, ask yourself one question. How far back does your family's fortune go? And what did they trade to keep it? Maybe you've felt it, that strange chill when someone knocks at your door after dark. Maybe you've seen it, a reflection that doesn't move quite the way you do. Some say the faceless man only visits those who owe him something. Others believe he just likes to remind us that the past never truly leaves. If you ever see him, don't look too long. He only needs one good look to remember your face before taking it for his own.